A show based on the facts, honesty, the man, the myth, the legend, Constitutionalist Joseph M. Leonard.
Welcome to Constitutionalist Politics Podcast, aka CTP. I am your host, Joseph M. Leonard, and that's Leonard. CTP is your no muss, no fuss, just me, you, and an occasional guest type podcast. Really appreciate you tuning in. As Graham Norton would say, let's get on with the show! Hello, everyone. Welcome to Season 3, Episode 123, planned for October the 25th. ENEMEdia. Hashtag I created a long time ago about the biased media and the propaganda they peddle, the endless spin they show, their preferred false narrative. Several pieces at beforeitsnews.com about fudging of data like ClimateGate. Remember, exposed the fudged data so they could keep getting government grant handouts to say there was global warming when the data didn't show it. And the left still won't let go of that delusion that it's man-made. 1930s were warmer. How did far less people and virtually no vehicles on the planet warm the planet then, right? Way, way, way back, hundreds and thousands of years. These have been cooling and warming cycles way back to the Garden of Eden, according to the ice core samples. The theory is it was much warmer. A lot of Christian theologians believe that there wasn't rain in the Garden of Eden. It was a tropical atmosphere. There was so much moisture in the air that it didn't need to rain. That rain became part of this world because of the fall. Now, I'm not taking a position on that one way or the other. But the point being, there have been a whole lot more warming periods than we are now. CO2 is a lagging indicator, not a leading indicator of warming cycles and trends. And more people die due to cold than heat. So an extra degree means longer growing seasons, means we could feed more people. There's more of an upside to an extra degree than there is a downside to trying to being taxed trillions and trillions so they can launder money to their friends, their family, and their donors. That's what the green scam really is about. Money laundering schemes, cons, scams. But anyway, ENEMEdia, right? Peddling nonsense. This is going to be a short episode. I could rant and rave for hours. I could give a lot of examples like I did that one there. But I don't want to. I don't feel I need to. The problem is, and social media. I made a note here. Someone earlier talking about the Kirk assassination. A woman from ESPN posted about how she was living a delusional bubble as a Christian, really not as Christian as she should be. Again, the point of the show, the whole Bible in full context. Some of those tough love parts of the Bible, people, Matthew 23 Christians, oh no, those are icky, those are unpleasant, those are inconvenient. I'm going to try to pretend they don't exist. They do. You don't get to Just pick the kumbaya around the campfire version of Jesus and ignore all the tough, the overturning of the money changers' tables and the go forth and sin no more. Not, oh, you're forgiven now. Just go ahead and keep doing what you're doing. No, go forth and sin. You're supposed to want to repent. You're supposed to want to change. You're supposed to at least try to be better. Not, whatever, you're forgiven. Just do what you want to do. Keep doing what you're doing. Never, that's not how it works. But the ENEMEdia, a whole lot of people, and her in her social media bubble, until she posted about how Kirk's death is reawakening her Christianity and need and desire to indeed look at the whole Bible in full context, and her being a casual Christian, let's say, a Sunday pew Christian, let's say, right? But all the other days of the week, not really thinking about it. And she's awakened to that. And she made a point about it on social media and got a bunch of nasty DMs back, right? Oh, well, this about Charlie and that about Charlie. All delusional, out of context, snippets, distortions, ENEMEdia, lies. Remember Brandon Strock? It's spelled Strock, it's pronounced Strock, who created the walkaway movement, right? As Dennis Prager said, and I go into in my CTP book series, you can reach I created a meme. I'll try to remember to put it up. You can lead a liberal to the facts, but you can't make them think. Right? A play on the you can lead a horse to water, but can't make them drink thing. Well, I was wrong. I can be wrong. I'm human. I'm frail. I'm imperfect. I can make mistakes. And unlike, see, Jimmy Kimmel, how easy this is? You make a mistake. Someone shows you the error of your ways. You apologize. You admit them. See how easy this can be? But also check out the CTP 3 and 4, the hubris chapter. He has so much hubris, he can never admit to a mistake. Oh, no, he's not wrong. You're sorry, you got upset. You being upset is your problem. And also in CTP, anger. Channeling the anger is what matters. Anger is a natural human emotion. Acting out on it negatively is bad. Channeling it for good change is good. But yeah, social media algorithm bubbles. People have their delusions and they're able to maintain their delusions because of the social media algorithms, and they tune into CNN or the MSNBCs to get twisted, warped, distorted, fudged data studies that they then run around citing, that in 2 seconds are easily dismantled, easily dismissed if you look at the data and how they fudged it to reach their conclusion they want, not the conclusion that is there if you honestly examine the data. Their false narrative, and again, the left delusional bubble, they just run around parroting the talking points that CNN and the MSNBCs, it's now what, MS Now, but there's new name, same MSNBCs. MSNBCILES, MSNBCs, right? Imbeciles. See the play I did there, just like my play on ENEMEdia. Media is in there, but they are our enemy. They're the enemy of truth. They are the enemy of reality. They are the enemy of the U.S. and Western culture. They, like the left, trying to destroy it. Cultural Marxism. any rate, let me check my notes. Right-wing violence flagged fudged report. Yeah, I alluded to that, right? People are turning up, no pun intended, at the turning point, continuing events, and now citing this report about right-wing violence comprises a majority. Look at the data and see how they fudged the data to reach the narrative they preferred versus the actual real FBI stats and the eyes and ears we all have to see over and over the left-wingers of late that are committing violence, killing people, assassinations, assaults, rapes, human trafficking, burning, rioting, looting, all leftists. For any one example, like a Timothy McVeigh, okay, yeah, grant you that one. For every one example you can truly give, and I'll admit to, I may not like reality, but I've got to deal in reality. It is reality, like it or not. Facts are facts, evidence are evidence, and your false delusional unicorn fart fantasy narratives are just that, fantasy, right? So for every Timothy McVeigh example, we could give 9,999 others. And no, Jimmy Kimmel, Kirk was not assassinated by a right winger. I made an apology earlier. See how simple he didn't even have to admit he was wrong. He could have lied again and said, "Oh, I believed misinformation that was given to me, and I am sorry that I repeated on air the misinformation." But his hubris wouldn't allow him to do that. His staff was not, his legal team was not smart enough to even tell him, look, do this. You can fake an apology and get away with it. Just say you were given bad information and you passed along bad information. That's not admitting you were wrong. That's blaming somebody else, saying somebody else was wrong and you just foolishly repeated it. But he couldn't do that. Hubris, CTP3 and CTP4, books on that. And what else? I already mentioned the ClimateGate fudge data. Beforeitsnews.com, Jessica Leftardlov lies again about the fudge data she tried to present on the 5, and both Jesse and Greg lit her up with the fudge. You know, they're recategorizing things to misdemeanors, so they're not, yeah, and they're pleading away all kinds. The Soros DAs are pleading more gun laws in CTP3. You got to see, right? Yeah. You don't need more gun laws. How about enforcing the ones you got? You're pleading away the weapons charges so that you can then plea away any prison time, avoid the court case. They cop a plea to something minor. You let them off the hook. 3 charges are dropped. They're not innocent of those 3 other crimes, those 3 laws broken. No, you plea them away and you let them off the hook and you let them right back on the street to commit more crimes. That's not a reduction in crime. That's you excusing criminals, you coddling criminals, you playing with the numbers, you reclassifying situations so the statistics don't honest, but there are crime groups, organizations that follow and track all this stuff. They know the games you're playing and show the games you're playing. The crimes are still massively higher than where they were. Trump lowered it in DC. He's lowering it elsewhere by deploying ICE and federal agents to charge people with federal crimes and prosecuting them for federal crimes when the locals refuse to prosecute so they can pretend their numbers are lower? ENEMEdia plays that game. I think that's it. I think that's enough. I think that covers it. You either get it or you're a leftist who doesn't know, you don't want to know, and you will do anything to avoid knowing. It's that we are all ignorant of that which we haven't educated ourselves on yet. But the left chooses to be stupid. Stupid is not wanting to learn. And then there's even ultra left stupid. It is knowing you don't know and you don't want to know. You refuse to learn. And in fact, inkling in your brain is you do know what you say is a lie, but you're going to keep peddling the lie anyway. You choose stupid. Ignorant and stupid are different. Thank you all. Take care. God bless. Love you all. Like others, this planned to air October 25th, actually being recorded Saturday, September the 27th. So, who knows what happens between now and then, but this is planned. Season 2, episode 123 for October the 25th. Take you all. As usual, hit record and the mouth and the brain don't cooperate. Take care. God bless. Love you all. Wait, hold on. Quick segment 2 recording for season 3, episode 123. I apologize if it's annoying that I talk about my books so much. But sorry, not sorry, let me explain something, right? If this is your first show, I have a myriad of health issues. I'm on disability. I was going to say I don't write these books for my own health. Yeah, they add stress to my life that I don't necessarily need. And I certainly am not getting rich. I'm on disability budget. These things, a lot of times, like this show, I do indeed for cathartic reasons. They do help me to do something from the couch I otherwise can't because of my health. I can't get out and about and do the things I used to. Because of my disability budget, I can't afford to go to events and tool around in my car all over the place. Can't afford the gas or the wear and tear on the car. So I write books. I do. It's something I can do to extend my reach from my couch that I otherwise can't or wouldn't have. So I'm not writing for my health. Well, yes, I am. It's cathartic to a degree, but the information needs to get out there. It's a chance for me to share the information. I'm not getting rich from it. Boy, I wish I could be, but I'm barely keeping the roof over my head and the food on the table with my disability budget and the lights on to and for this show. Thank you to those who subscribe, please. I joke. I hate to be the parent. Like, you subscribe, but please, thank you to those who are paid subscribers. Go to tinyurl.com/subscribe to CTP, tinyurl.com/subscribe to CTP. Become just a minimal paid subscriber to help keep this show on the air and the CTP series of books coming. It's important, as I said in the Memes 2 episode, planting seeds in hopes that then God can help water them. They grow, they blossom in people that need to be. I know my role. My role is to plant the seed. It's up to God to then help nurture and grow the seed so people come to realizations and go through the shock, denial, anger, acceptance phases of discovering that the ENEMEdia has been lying to them. They've been find useful idiots and suckers for so long. Anyway, quick second segment, already gone too long. I don't mean to annoy you with talking about the books, but they are the only method other than the show that I have to get information out there. Thank you all. Take care. God bless. Love you all. Like and subscribe to Constitutionalist Politics Podcast and share episodes. We need your help. Thank you for having tuned in for Constitutionalist Politics Show. If you haven't already, please check out my primary internationally available book, Terror Strikes, coming soon to a city near you. Available anywhere books are sold. If you have locally run bookstores still near you, they can order it for you. And let me remind, over time, the fancy high production items will come. But for now, for starters, it's just you as a very appreciated listener by me. All substance, no fluff, just straight to key discussion points. A show that looks at a variety of topics, mostly politics, through a Christian U.S. constitutionalist lens. So again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Take care. God bless.
Wham Radio, 1600 AM and 92.7 FM is your conservative flamethrower. Weekdays, Steve Gruber starts things off at 6 a.m. Gruber gives his perspective on the issues of the day. At 9 a.m., Glenn Beck blazes the airwaves with his nationally syndicated program. From noon to 3, it's Dennis Prager. At 3 o'clock, it's Wham's own Thayrone X. On the Edge, Thayrone tells it exactly as he sees it. At 6, it's The Dana Show, your conservative alternative. At 8, don't miss Joe Pags. Weekends are filled with conservative talk as well. Fingers Malloy, Thomas LeDuc, The Abolitionists Roundtable, A Moment of Clarity with Pastor Rick, Your American Heritage with Ed Bondarenka, Dave Janda's Operation Freedom, and Dick Kupke's Trigger Talk. You can even get links to Wham podcasts from Dave, Dick, and of course Thayrone, all from their pages on our website, whamradio.com. Keep it locked on Wham Radio, 1600 AM and 92.7 FM in southeastern Michigan, and whamradio.com anywhere in the world.